So dear students, today in this class we will discuss about the differential protection. Actually this topic I should have discussed before that, because we are now discussing the static relays, and the static relays there is a static differential protection scheme. So until unless we should study about the differential protection, we cannot understand what is the static differential protection. That's why in this class today, first we will discuss about the differential protection. What is the differential protection? So the relay whose operation depends on the phase difference of two or more electrical quantities is known as differential protection relay. It works on the principle of comparison between the phase angle and the magnitude of the same electrical quantities. So we must understand that the principle of working of this differential protection is depends upon the phase angle and magnitude of same electrical quantities. That we must understand, we must remember. So the differential protection is the best technique in the protection. In this type of protection of the electrical quantities entering and leaving the protected zone or area are compared by the current transformer, that is CTs. If the net difference equals 0, it means no fault exists. So what he is telling, that we are comparing the electrical quantities entering and leaving the protected zone area, and if same quantity is entering and same quantity is leaving, it means there is no fault exist in the system, so relay will not operate. But in case of if there is a fault, then there will be a difference in the current entering and current leaving the protected zone, and this difference of current will flow to the relay and relay will operate. That is how the fundamental principles of differential protection operates. So in this system, operating in either of the two following principles. We have two following principles for the differential protection. That is, first one is the current balance principle and second is the voltage balance principle. So we will study one by one that what is the current balance principle and what is the voltage balance principle. So first we will discuss the current balance differential protection. Now one thing more we should know, that the differential protection is applicable to the all parts of the power system, that is generators, transformers, motors, buses, lines and feeders, reactors and capacitors. It means the differential protection can be applied to following areas as listed, total number of 6. So there are two basic types of differential protection. First is the current balance differential protection and second is the voltage balance differential protection. So we will discuss one by one. First is the current balance differential protection. So what will happen? In normal condition and for external fault, that is if fault is external, fault external means the outside the protected area, which we have defined that this area has to be protected, and if fault is outside that protected zone, that is called the external fault. That is, in normal condition, for the external fault at F, the CT1 and CT2, that is current transformer 1 and 2, circulate currents at their secondaries. These currents are IS1 and IS2, and if both currents are equal, then no current will flow through the relay. It means delta I will be equals to IS1 minus INS2, that is equals to 0. Net difference will be 0. Hence the relay will not operate. That already I have discussed, and we will see with the help of a circuit diagram. Now second point is that if fault occurs at point F within the protected zone, so that is called the internal fault, as shown in figure that we'll see in the next slide. That what is that figure? Then the fault is from that fault current is fed from the both sides, and then current through CT2 will be reversed. Therefore, a current delta I, that will be equal to IS1 plus IS2, will flow in operating winding of the relay, and this will cause the relay to trip the circuit breaker connected to the faulty system. So hence relay trips when magnitude of the current, that is IS1 plus IS2, is greater than some magnitude of the current. And what is this magnitude of the current? This magnitude of the current is the pickup current of the relay, which can be set to any value. So if the net current is greater than equal to the magnitude of the current which is set for the relay, then relay will operate, and this form of protection is known as merge price protection also. This form of protection is also known as merge price protection also. So let us see with the help of circuit diagram whatever things has been told in this slide, what happens through the circuit diagram. Let us say this is scheme the basic current differential protection and for the external fault. So we have defined this area as a protected zone, and let us say fault F is here, so it is lying outside the protected zone, and this is CT1 and this is CT2, and this is the current measuring relay which measures the difference of the current entering, and with that current value is greater than the set value of current, then this relay will operate, otherwise relay will not operate. So here consider the ideal current transformer. If we consider this current transformer are in ideal condition, it means the resistance, reactance and is equal for all CT1 and CT2. It means there is no any difference in the windings, and there is no difference in the inductance or the resistance between CT1 and CT2. So what will happen? The IP1, this current will be equals to IP2. It means the current entering through CT1, this will go straight way, and its same current will leave IP2 too. So it means IP1 will be equals to IP2, and if this happens, then there will be IS1 equals to IS2. What is IS1? This IS1 is flowing through current transformer CT1, and here IS2 is flowing through current transformer CT2. So if this IS1 is equal to IS2, it means therefore delta I will be equals to 0, because the difference of IS1 minus IS2 will be equals to 0. So delta I will be 0. It means delta I will not flow through this current measuring relay. So magnitude I will be equals to 0. Hence current measuring relay does not operate. It means if the fault is external, that is outside the protected zone, then this relay will not operate, because IP1 is equals to IP2 and IS1 will be equals to IS2. So delta I will be 0 and magnitude of I current will be 0. So this relay will not operate. So that is the fundamental principle of the basic current differential protection if there is a external fault. I am talking about the external fault. Now we'll talk about the internal fault. Now let us say the fault is here, that is lying inside the protected zone. Then what will happen? Now consider the ideal current transformer again, that the turns of the CT1, CT2 will be equals and the resistance and inductance of the current transformer will be also equal. So what will happen in this case? If fault is inside the protected zone, then the fault current IF will be equals to IP1 plus IP2. It means from this side also and from this side also, both sides the current will flow through this fault. Therefore, what will happen? The current which was flowing through the CTs, that is CT1 and CT2, they will not be equal. That's why it is written here that IS1 is not equal to IS2. IS1 is not equal to IS2. So what will happen? The net current, that is delta I, will be IS1 plus IS2, and that will not be equals to 0. So the magnitude of the current I will be greater than 0. This magnitude of the I current will be greater than 0. And if this magnitude of the I current is greater than the set value of the operating relay, then this relay will operate. So the current measuring relay will operate if this magnitude of I current is greater than 0, but it is greater than or equals to some set value of this current measuring relay. So that is how the current differential protection operate if there is a internal fault, that is the fault is inside the protected zone. We must remember that, because we should bother about the fault which are lying inside the protected zone. If fault is lying outside the protected zone, then there will be some other system which will be sensing the circuit and system will operate. So these are the two fundamental principles for the basic current differential protection system. Now we'll talk about the voltage balance differential protection system, because initially we have discussed that we have two types of protection system. It is called the current balance differential protection system and voltage balance differential protection system. So in first case we have discussed the current balance protection system. Now we'll discuss about the voltage balance differential protection system. So in this case, instead of current balance, a voltage balance, that is a merge splice system as shown in figure, is used for the feeder protection or the equipment protection. This is also called the unit protection. This is also called the unit protection. Differential protection is also called the unit protection. Second is if CT1 and CT2 secondary windings are connected in opposition, that is in phase opposition, so that there is no current flow in relay operating coil, because Vs1 and Vs2 will be equals and relay will not operate. But if during the internal fault, because Vs1 and Vs2 will not be equal, so there will be a difference of potential which will exist, and that will not be equals to 0. This will drive the current through the operating coil of the relay, and relay will operate. That we'll see with the help of the circuit diagram. Let us see. This is the circuit diagram for the balance voltage differential protection if fault is external. If the fault is external, so what will happen? In this situation, consider the ideal current transformer again. As I have discussed that both CT1 and CT2 are the ideal current transformer, and what will happen? The IP1 current, this IP1 current will be equals to the IP2 current, and VS1 and VS2. Here we are talking about the voltage differential protection. It means this is the VS1 at this end and this is the VS2 at this end, between these two wires and between these two wires. So if VS1 is equal to VS2, then IS1 equal to IS2 will be equals to 0. It means IS1 will be equals to IS2 and this will become 0. Why? Because there is no potential difference exists at both ends since they are connected in phase opposition, that is voltage phase opposition. So as we know that if there is a potential difference exists in the circuit, then only current will flow, otherwise current will not flow. So in this case, if fault is external, so this VS1 will be equals to VS2. It means there will not be any difference of potential existing in this system. So IS1 and IS2 both will be equals to 0. Therefore the net I will be equals to 0 and current measuring relay does not operate. So the current measuring relay does not operate, that is it will not operate. This was the case of if the fault is external. Now let us say same voltage balance differential protection scheme if the fault is internal. So what will happen? Again we will consider that both CTs are the ideal CTs, that is their number of turns are equal and the inductance and resistance of the both current transformers are equal, and the fault is internal. So this is the fault current which is flowing through this grounding system or fault system. Now what will happen in this case? Because there is a existence of the fault here and this fault is inside the protected zone, so this will disturb the potential difference between these two ends, that is VS1 and VS2. So there will be a potential difference created between the two ends of the protected zone. So we are written here that VS1 will not be equal to VS2. Therefore, the magnitude of the current I will not be equals to 0. It means this current will be greater than 0. And if this current is greater than a defined or set value of the current, then this relay will operate. So current measuring relay will operate if there is a potential difference exists at the both ends of this relay and net current will be greater than the set value of the current. So this current measuring relay will operate. So that is the principle of balance voltage differential protection scheme. So we have discussed here differential protection in case of differential current protection if the fault is internal or the fault is external, and thereafter I have discussed the voltage differential protection in two conditions if the fault is internal or the fault is external and how the relay operates. That is how the working of the differential protection. Now one most important relay of the differential production is called the percentage based differential production. This we'll discuss in the next class.